Hi everyone, Hungry Reader here. There are cultural phenomenons, and then there are cultural phenomenons. But there's never been a cultural phenomenon quite like Wayne's World. If you were alive at the beginning of the 90s, you might remember it was everywhere! Let me set the stage for you here. Long before YouTube, back when almost all broadcasting was analog broadcasting, there was something called the public access station. There probably still is. Through public access, anyone could get onto local television and put on their own show for a small fee. Public access was known for having zero budget, and as often as not, being a showcase for crazy people.
Lucky Spinster interview.
But sometimes you would get really talented people who just wanted to put on a show. That was the genesis of Wayne's World. Mike Myers and Dana Carvey of Saturday Night Live put together this recurring sketch about these two metalheads who sat in their basement shooting a show for public access TV. Wayne is the host of the show, he's the take charge kind of guy, whereas Garth is his lovely geeky sidekick, who is nevertheless just as much a metalhead as Wayne.
Pig cave. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Now perhaps you're wondering why I'm talking about Wayne's World on my show about books. I got a Wayne's World book! Wayne's World Extreme Close-Up came out around the same time as the Wayne's World movie. There's a fairly equal mix of new and old content in this book. Some of it you've already seen before on Saturday Night Live, like some of the top 10s that appear. Top 10 things that make you blow chunks! Number 10, eating tuna and then doing push-ups. Number 9, that mystery meat they serve at the cafeteria. Number 7, having a big fat guy pop his pimples on you. Number 3, man's inhumanity to man. And then we've got top 10 female cartoon characters we'd all like to have sex with. Number 10, Judy Jetson. Number 5, the cat that leaned against wet paint, causing Pepe Le Pew to think she was a skunk. Wayne, I don't think you watch enough cartoons to make this list. Favorite war name of all time? The Punic Wars, first and second. What makes it interesting is that there are no people called Punics, and there is no Punicia. It was a series of wars between the Romans and the Carthaginians, led by General Hannibal. The highlight was the use of elephants by the Carthaginians over the Alps to temporarily defeat the Romans. Of course, my favorite part of the Punic Wars is that the word Punic sounds dirty. And then here's a section on things that make you go, You remember that song? He adds to the list here. Being bound and gagged and poked at with a very sharp pin. You try to scream and all that comes out is eating a huge bowl of pasta and having someone ask if it tastes good while you're in mid-bite, and all you're able to say is having someone put a gun to your head and demand that you go There's even a chapter where Wayne lays out his philosophy of life. I believe we should all live life like Bugs Bunny. We should have plenty of carrots, a hole in the ground, a mailbox with our name written on it, and the freedom to discover our own personal Elmer Fudd. And when we find that Fudd, we should have the freedom to bug the crap out of him. Here's a 2-page spread where he assembles his perfect woman from parts of others. It's like Princess Monster Wife! Garth, unfortunately, is not a big part of this book. In fact, there's a whole chapter about Garth where he barely mentions Garth. Garth's house is a mock two-door, and I must say, Garth's house smells great. You know, some people's houses have that awful smell, like beef vegetable soup mix, and you know how they haven't had beef vegetable soup in years, but Garth's house doesn't suffer from soup whiff. But if you're a fan of Wayne himself, you get all the pertinent information in this book. Full name, Wayne Niblett Campbell. Birthday, September 31st. Listed occupation on passport, International Man of Mystery. Whoa! Height, 4 feet, 20 inches. Whoa, he made a 420 joke in 1991? Mother's maiden name, Niblett. Favorite color, Niblett yellow. Religion, Nibletology. Hobbies, the guitar, volcanology, and working the word Niblet into this feature. Oh, I forgot to mention, this is actually sort of like a Wayne's World A to Z. So, certain things he kind of had to squeeze in, like the crossword and the little crossword answers. And then there's this interesting chapter, If I Ran the World. I call my show Wayne's World, but sometimes I can't help but think, what if it really was Wayne's World? I mean, what if I really did run the world? Well, first I'd make a few changes. Being a gimp would be a punishable offense. I would redesign the White House to be made entirely out of giant Legos. All people must party. Women must be free to party. Workers must party, for they have toiled and they have earned it. And the Amish must party as only Amish can party in their own plain way. I don't think he even realized it at the time, but it was Wayne's World. Just think of how many things we got from Wayne's World. We got catchphrases like, not and swing and he shoots, he scores, and probably so many others that I can't even think of. And, and hurl. Everyone still says hurl. Nobody said that before Wayne's World. And, what's that other thing that people do thanks to Wayne's World? Oh yeah, they set up their own TV shows and go on YouTube and just yell at the camera. Do you think that would have happened if Wayne's World had never existed? Oh yeah, it might have. And monkeys might fly out of my butt. Damn you, Gaylette!